Alright, so I put the magic wax on this side of the boat, and it looks pretty decent. It's a 10-footer. But I ended up having to buff the other side. A little noise in the background, there's kids in the pool. This side came out really nice, I buffed it. I'm probably going to go ahead and strip the wax off the other side. I tried buffing over the wax, I thought it would just buff it off. But you can actually polish that stuff pretty damn shiny. You know, it's got some lint from the towel. Remember, you wipe this stuff on. This is floor polish is what you use for ragged out fiberglass or gel coat if it's beyond, you know, repair, or you don't have the ability to buff, because buffing is not easy to do. It's sort of a, you know, it's a hard task, and if you send your boat somewhere and have it detailed done right, I'm sure it would be expensive. So that's a quick fix. That's this side. But like I said, it has some spots that are still faded there. You know, you can see them. I don't know if they're showing up. And I ended up having to take the name off the other side. The decals are just getting too haggard. And I wanted to buff this too, because people walk on this all the time. And you know, you want to get all the stains off of it before you put this stuff on anyway. So that stuff holds up really well though. I put it on my motorhome, and you can put 1 coat, 2 coats, 3 coats. The more you put on, the more it'll shine. The problem is sometimes if it's got contaminants, you know, it won't lay down good. And that's what happened here. You know, you can see where it's actually got fish eyes, just like if you put clear over something that was contaminated. But anywhere else, you know, if you can get it to lay down, it dries in coats, and you can buff it up with some compound, and it works really well on stuff that can't come back. You know, we started here, and you know, that's just from wiping it. So that's quite a difference. Maybe if you're selling cheap boats and you don't want to invest the time to compound it. I got a couple hours on this side. I did it last night, and I'll probably do the other side. I might have to run to Lowe's. They sell a stripper for that wax you can spray on, and it strips it. And it still has some, you know, discoloration in the gel coat, but it's not near as bad, and it's nice and slippery is the thing you want, you know. You want to get the bottom clean so it doesn't drag through the water. But I'm gonna go pick some plugs up and stuff, and run the vacuum through here in a minute and survey the condition now that it's dry. And I located some seats. Instead of trying to get these rebuilt and reupholstered, they sell them at the boat store, relatively inexpensive. You know, it would be a boat payment basically, and I'm not buying a boat, so I can afford to buy the seats to make it a little nicer. The front I'm just going to close up with some plywood. I'm not worried about recushioning that. So that's what's going on with that. Andrea got her car fixed. I ended up having to pay for half of it. I wasn't really happy about it, but it turned into a real cluster. I didn't go. They switched the warranty on her when she signed the paperwork, and she didn't notice it, and then they were starting to get shitty, so they settled for half the repair. So it has a new Ford unit in it, or rebuilt, I guess, with a 2-year, 26,000 mile warranty. So if it starts leaking again, it can go back to Ford, I guess. And you never know with a warranty what it's going to cover, you know, when time comes to use it. But I was pissed. I wanted to return the car, and you know, I just went off, and it was a bad day yesterday. And after thinking about it, you know, she really likes the car. It's what she wants, and once it's fixed, that's pretty much the only problem right now that's raising its ugly head. And it's keeping her out of the big truck. And you know, she's getting older too. You know, we all get older, and it gets harder and harder to handle stuff. So I wanted to make this video. You know, it's sort of decision time on my YouTube channel. It's getting to the point where it's growing pretty big, and I really appreciate people subscribing to the channel, because it really helps me out. And I've explained all that to you guys before. It's sort of my job, I guess, but I'm not doing a very good job at it, is what I want to tell you guys. I found a comment section in the on the channel, you know, where there's comments or notifications or messages sent, and there was 132 of them in the spam section, and there was quite a few in that section. And I need to get more proficient at learning how to navigate around the channel and get better at answering people when they send a message. A lot of times if your message goes into that spam box, I don't even know that you sent me a message, and it's a message sent, no response sent. And I don't like that. I need to call Michael Freddy. I need to apologize to him. He wants to talk about some Volkswagen stuff, and I'm going to call you, Mike. I just, like I said, it's been sort of a shitty day here the last couple days. So if I haven't responded to your question, it's not because your question is not important. It's because that I'm having a hard time getting a handle on the channel. I really need help with my channel, and my wife's been sort of busy since she started working at the post office. You know, she had to go get a job outside the house, I guess. Normally we try to do family business stuff, but you know, sometimes you have to go get employed sometimes. But so if I haven't answered your message, I just recently found them. I'm going to try to sit down with Andrew tonight and work on the channel and work on answering some questions. I don't really want to turn the comments off on the video, because that's the whole point of it, is for you guys to interact and for me to answer you. And I try to answer a lot of you guys in videos, and sometimes that works and sometimes that doesn't, because you guys don't always come back and watch the next video. So I need to make a better effort at managing my channel. And I really need some mentoring in the YouTube community on how to grow your channel, or what to do with your channel once it gets to a certain point. Nobody makes that video. So that's one of the things I've been neglecting. So I went to the doctors yesterday. If you want to know about all this stuff, let me stand still here. But anyway, I went to get the reports from the MRI. I went to that doctor, and I have so many doctors now that they're starting to have conflicts with each other, you know, and they get pissed when one doctor refers you to another guy. He forgets, and then he wants to know why this guy's sending you for this, and because you told me to go get it, and you know, it just gets messy. And then I had a little bit of an issue. They were trying to take care of all my prescriptions, and the girl was new, and she kept asking the address of the Walgreens that I wanted to send it to. And I didn't know the address of the Walgreens, so I called Andrea, and her policy is not to touch other people's cell phones. So she couldn't get the information she wanted, and she kept rattling on about the address, and the doctor was trying to talk to me, and then there was major confusion, and I didn't get shit filled, and when I tried to refill it, he didn't want to see me again, and he told me that I could go see the other doctor that did the MRI studies. So, you know, sort of a little pissing match there. So that sort of got me off center for the day, and I went to the second doctor and found out that I fractured my back again. My lower back is broken, and I have degenerate bone disease, and the bones are sort of weak, and the more I move around and do shit that I'm not supposed to do, lay on concrete, and all the shit that I love to do, you know, I injure myself. And I get those shots, and I don't feel it, and you know, it masks the pain. So, you know, you always have the ability of hurting yourself more. So now I fractured my lower back again, so they have to, you know, do more studies and make sure the bones aren't shifting in the wrong spot, and the bones are just laying on top of each other now, but the fracture will get bigger and bigger if they don't fix it. So that's what's going on with that. They want to do the surgery on my lower back because there's complications there. And then I found out I have a tumor on my spine at C6, and it's in the bone, so they really can't do much with it. I had an MRI probably about a year and a half ago on my neck before the surgery, and the tumor hasn't metastasis, or I don't remember the name for it, but it hasn't gotten any bigger, so it's stable and it's not growing. So so that's another issue, and that's causing some of the deals with my arms and stuff. And the stress, I guess, you know, gets to me too. So, but anyway, that's what's going on with that. That's why shit's been a little weird lately on the videos. And somebody asked about the motorhome. I can keep the motorhome here, it's no problem. I don't have a hookup, 150 amp hookup for the motorhome, so it's hard to make everything work in the motorhome where I can service it and properly charge everything and just maintain it. I want to get a plug put in, but apparently there's some new law with electricians, and it's very hard to contract somebody to put a plug in, and it's a major deal now here. So I need to get a contractor, an electrical contractor, to put a 150 amp service at the other end of the house for me, and I don't know what that entails. So, you know, it's just something that I haven't had a chance to get done. So I sort of took the motorhome over there to do some maintenance on it and just have a place to get away from the stress. And you know, it's only a mile or two from the house, but sometimes that's all it takes to remove yourself from the situation. So that's what's going on there. I've been battling with the son. So it seems like the sicker I get, the less he wants to help out, and the shittier he gets. So that's been sort of hard. The Volkswagen stuff I haven't messed with. That's breeded a lot of stress lately. So I just I can make videos about anything. I have so much shit going on that, you know, the different things. Just if I have stress or drama with something, I just walk away from it, and I've learned to do that as an old man, and I guess that's just a coping process, but it's what I do. And I hate making videos and, you know, sharing my experience with you guys that I know work. And you know, I didn't work at R&S VW, I worked at R&S Performance, and we did performance work on Volkswagens. We made them stop a little better, go a little faster. And if people want to come behind me and make videos and tell you that a 3-angle valve job isn't important, or you know, the port design isn't important, well, they can go fuck off and pound sand. I'll just stop making videos, and they can make their shitty videos on how you shouldn't do it. But I'm not going to get involved in that and get into a bunch of drama. I have other things to do on this channel, constructive, and that's what I'm trying to do, be constructive and not produce a bunch of fucking stress. So I've been working on this a little bit. The American car guys seem to be less stressful for me, and the Volkswagen guys that I can genuinely help out, the videos are up. There's all kinds of information for you guys, and if you need help, you're more than welcome to stop by anytime. You guys, a lot of you do. A lot of you guys have my phone number. You can call me. I'll be glad to do the work for you if it's over your head. I'll be glad to make a Volkswagen video for you, maybe even privately if we need to do that, where we can consult back and forth. But as far as the drama associated with Volkswagen shit, I just don't need it. I've never been a really Volkswagen guy, even though I grew up in Volkswagens and probably with some of the better people in the business, I guess. And that's probably when my opinion's a little skewed on the Volkswagen stuff. My bar's set a little higher than the average person, and I'm not really ready to lower that bar or make the shit work that other people want to use. That's not what I'm gonna do. I don't really want to learn about that. I already know the results in the chain of things that will occur, and I try to share that with you from experience, not guesswork. So privately, I can help you with Volkswagens. I can do Volkswagen work here. I do it all the time. But as far as putting the shit on YouTube anymore, I'm probably not going to do it, just because it leads to stress. So we're going to concentrate more on the projects that I got. I'm trying to finish this shit before I croak. So I want to get the Ventura welded together here. I want to get the Nova done. I think that's what's going to bring me the most amount of enjoyment right now. I don't like looking at my Volkswagen because I can't race it. So that's sort of a, you know, a pisser for me. I do enjoy racing with Noel, and I'm still doing that. I need to get over there. He's been working 4 or 5 extra hours a day, you know, since daylight saving times, running himself ragged. And that's what you do when you're young. You know, he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. He's growing his business and building his wealth. And that's what you do when you're young. And I love going over there and helping him with his shit, just because I love going to the track. And I love to see Scooter smile. And I love to see Noel win. It makes me happy. So that's what's going on now. This shit has sort of just been sitting here. I found another batch of cats yesterday. They're on the side of the building. I kept hearing them meow through the wall there. And they look like little raccoons. I tried to bring them in here the other day and feed them some food. And their mother put them right back outside. So I'm going to have to do something with them. I'll have to go to the vet here soon. I need to get this jacked up and put it on some jack stands. That's what I'm going to do here next. These are brand new slicks and they're probably shit now, but the front tires keep going flat, so I need to buy some of those, and then I need to get this thing painted all one color again so I can just wax it and look at it and shit like that, you know, old guy stuff, I guess. But again, I just wanted to apologize to the guys that I didn't respond to. Some of you guys have been my longtime subscribers, and you've left me some serious messages, and they were in the spam section, and there are 132 of them. I don't know why, you know, my subscribers that have been subscribed to me for 4 years now would go in the spam section. But I noticed they like to put Captain Jerk over there. He comments on my channel all the time. I haven't seen him lately. He had some drama and hadn't made some videos for a while. And that's almost what always makes people stop doing YouTube videos, is the drama part of it, because it just becomes real old, especially when you have real shit to deal with. But that's what's happening today. It's a beautiful day here. I wanted to get over to the camper today, but it didn't happen. I'm determined to go to the boat store when Andrea gets home. She has to drive me because it's too far for me to drive. So, had Allman say that he liked my car the other day. One of the vloggers I watch. Thanks for the comment. This is the most hated Porsche of all, man. This is a 996, so it's the perfect car for me, you know. It's the perfect car for an asshole. It's cheap to buy, easy to work on, and there's a lot of them. And you know, if you got 20 grand, you can drive a Porsche. So that's why I drive that. A lot of guys think that they're a lot of money, but they're not that much money. These cars are, people are terrified of them because of the IMS bearing, and a lot of that's hyped up. This one has 117,000 miles on it, and I still turn it 7,000 RPM probably every day I drive it, you know. It's just a rush to drive, and it's an awesome car, but it is hated by the Porsche community, so it's great, you know. It's just another group of people that I can hang out with that are judgmental. So that's why I don't go to Volkswagen shows ever, you know. You won't hardly ever see me at a show. I go to races, but I'm not a show guy. But not that I can't appreciate the quality of work, but it's just not my thing, I guess. Been working on the Pontiac heads, getting the ports cleaned up to the gasket, and doing a little port work, and it's because that's what I do. I don't know if you guys know this or not. I heard somebody say that port work was like a magic thing. And did you know that my stepdaddy's race car, the name of his car is Bug Magic? And maybe he taught me a little magic shit, because that's where I learned to do all the port work. I originally learned to port heads down at Scooters from Rick Morrow and Scooter Heaton. That's the R of R&S. But anyway, they were my initial teachers. And then I had another friend that opened a shop called the Head Shed, and he did a lot of cylinder heads. And that's where I got into a lot of the bowl porting first, you know. I used to do the bowl porting. And that's worth about 30 horsepower on the dyno. And just if you do the bowls, if you don't gasket match anything, if you just come in here and unshroud the bottom of the valve, you'll gain about 25-30 horsepower every time, all the time. And we did a couple sets of heads there, and one of the sets got in Camaro magazine. It was a Z28 that they did the cylinder heads. They bowl ported them. Some 041s. We put them on a 305, and they did a magazine article about it. And I've done a lot of cool shit in my life. You know, some people say I should write a book. And after that little adventure through Ron, we were at Speed World one night, and one of the funny car guys there for the funny car event that they used to have there burned the head off the car. And Ron grabbed the head from him, and we took it down and welded it and milled it and valve jobbed it and put it all back together for the guy. He didn't have any spares. And the next morning, he had one guy that was a crew chief that was by himself, and he asked me if I'd help him put the head on, and I ended up helping him. We ended up winning that race, so that was my first Division II win at Speed World. We were at 6:08 all day long, and that was pretty fast back then in the 90s, you know. And I went to go back to work, and a couple weeks after that, I got probably one of the best jobs I ever had. It was a place called Diaz Automotive, and they work on nothing but like BMWs, Mercedes, Porsches, all the wreck stuff. They had all the select racks, and I mean, it was just an awesome shop. And anyway, I got a job there, and I got the job through Andrea. She worked at Lexus. She was a service writer, and they used this body shop to do body shop stuff for them. And anyway, they hired me over there, and I was there for about a week and a half, 2 weeks. And the race they had at Speed World used to fall like 2 or 3 weeks right before Gator Nationals in Gainesville. And if you guys are motorheads, you know, if you live in Florida, the Gators, that's it, you know, you got to go to it. And I used to never miss it. I loved it. And I was at work. I was a painter there, and I remember really good. At the time I was driving a 944 Porsche, and it was pretty new. And when I got the job at Diaz, I really liked the job, and they put me right next to his wife's office, and it was like working in a fishbowl, and it was a lot of pressure. It was a big step up from where I had come from, and I really probably wasn't properly trained to be in that position that I was put in. I was you know, painting cars that, shit, I was only making $50,000 a year, and some of the cars I was working on were $500,000–$600,000 cars. But I got a phone call 2 weeks into it, and it was this guy, real bubbly guy on the other end of the phone. He's like, "Hey, Terry Mullins here. I want you to come work for us." And, you know, if you're a racer, that's a dream call, man. Nobody gets that phone call. So, you know, the thoughts were running through my head that I just got the best job that I could possibly get where I lived in the body shop business. And now I got a phone call doing what I always loved to do, race. And I called Andrea, and she told me we just got married too. So we'd only been married for about maybe 6 months or a year. And she told me that I should quit my job there and go to Tennessee and work on the funny car team, because I might not ever get that opportunity again. So I remember quitting the job, and one of the guys was my friend's, or he was a friend of mine that I'd worked at a couple shops with there. He was so pissed off at me for quitting the job because he knew what kind of job it was. He wouldn't help me load my toolbox. So I ended up having to cram that toolbox in that 944 Porsche. I took all the drawers out of it, pushed the seat back, crammed it in there, and went to Gainesville, packed all my shit, made a suitcase, and I went from Gainesville to Tennessee and worked up there for a while. And Oak Ridge, Tennessee is where Oak Ridge Tool and Die is located, and they manufacture missile parts and Doppler radar, all kinds of top secret shit. They got a black area there, a government area, and they have a surfacing area the size of this building with a big Winona stone that machines, these plates that the missiles sit on. I've seen some awesome shit. But anyway, he opened a race shop there. He built a 125 or 150,000 square foot facility where you could pull the semis in, and Brad Anderson rented some space in there. Shelly was racing top fuel cars, and his son Randy was racing alcohol funny cars. And I got traded for a fuel tune-up over to Randy. And when I worked for Terry, I had my own condominium. I had a car from Oldsmobile, and I was living the dream, buddy. And when I went to work for Randy, Oldsmobile was getting out of the sport, and he had just picked up Pontiac sponsor. And we had Western Auto and Haviland were the two major sponsors on the car, and of course his dad. But me and Victor and him traveled all over the country. And I was watching a video earlier today, and the guy was telling a story about his father being able to do any kind of thing, you know. And I'm sort of that way. Nothing really scares me, and I'll tackle anything. And when you get around those kind of people, it's just second nature. You do whatever needs to be done. And they were asking me to do stuff that was way over my head. I mean, I'd only worked on Volkswagens, to be honest with you. And I'd worked at a couple of American car machine shops and done some line work, but nothing at this caliber. And we were at a track testing one day, and Ricky Smith, Tricky Ricky, was testing there. And there was only 3 of us that worked on the alcohol car. It was me and Victor and Randy, Victor Wu. And we could do anything, rear end, chassis, whatever needed to be done, the 3 of us could do it. And he told Randy, he goes, man, you got a couple really good hacks there. And me and Victor got offended by it. Recently, I read an article that Ricky Smith wrote in Drag Racing magazine, and he referred to himself as a hack. And I never knew what that term was, but the term hack is somebody that can do anything, and they're pretty decent at it, you know. And I guess it was a compliment, and I didn't take it as that a long time ago. But I've been around some cool people, learned some cool stuff, and you know, I try to share some of those experiences in my videos, and that's what it's always been about, is just trying to pass the experience on that I know about and the things that I've lived and done. And it sucks when somebody has to come back behind you and make a video and try to prove you wrong about something, and especially when they don't even have a fucking clue. But it's something that you deal with when you create videos and content for YouTube, and I'm sure I'm not the only one that deals with it. But so that's where we're at. That's the health issues. That's the State of the Union. And I will try to do a better job at answering some comments. If the videos slow down a little bit, you'll understand. I'm just trying to get a handle on the channel. I'm trying to answer your comments. I want to try to go in the last few videos and answer some comments if I can. It's important that I answer your comments. It's important to me that you leave a comment. And lately, it's something that I haven't been able to get to. And you get really behind when you have that many subscribers that are active on the channel. And I don't want to disregard any of your comments and not answer your question. So I need to make some adjustments. So there might be a little adjustment period. I've had some different people with different networks approach me, and you know, my situation's what it is, and I'm out in the open with it. And I would love to have somebody that could help me manage the content and you know, help me grow the channel. But it might take somebody a little smarter than me. But making the videos is the easy part. The hard part is the editing, answering the questions, and keeping the channel current. So those are some challenges that I'm sort of facing right now. Hope you guys understand, and give me a little time to make some adjustments. And again, you know, if you guys got Volkswagen questions, you can email Andrea. I'd be glad to call you back. Mike, I'm definitely going to call you probably tonight, if that's okay. And I apologize that it's taking so long to get back with you, man. It's just been shitty lately.